straighter.
You looks good. Your posture looks good, but you're going to have early extension. I know that, but I can live with early extension as long as it's not severe. But I'm going to show you a couple things. This wall drill, I want you to go in your garage, put your butt against the wall, and make sure you don't hit the wall on your backswing. In other words, the club head shouldn't be hitting the wall. See, you whacked it right there. So then as you go to the top, well, that's better. I'll take that. That's much wider. You see the triangle here?
Yeah.
I want that triangle to be wide. Yeah. See, for my money, your right arm is bent too much. That's 45 degrees, by the way. I want it at 90 degrees.
Oh, it's still bent too much.
Oh, yeah. Look at this.
Yeah, you want it. Okay.
All right, let me show you some players, because, you know, for me, that doesn't work. All right, so that's not 90, but it's not 45 either.
Yeah, that's pretty close to 90. Well, it's not 90 on the angle.
Right.
It's straight up to the ground.
You understand what I'm going with this?
Okay.
Yeah. So I think your club face is dead square. Your left arm is in a good position. The club is not behind you, but I think you bend your arms too much. Your right elbow, for my money, the club comes off plane a little bit on the takeaway. I don't like that. I've always, you know, been a fan of keeping the handle in and the club head out like that.
Yeah, I see him doing it.
That for me is a huge thing, because when you get the club underneath the plane like you do here, now it's going to get across the line, which it does a little bit at the top. Yeah. And now coming down, see, you get steep on it.
I can see how steep that is.
But it's not outside the triangle, which means it's not off. For me, it's not off plane for your swing.
Yeah.
And the reason is your forearms are longer than your upper arms, so your swing, you're a shoulder plane guy. I mean, basically, if you swing the club like you're supposed to, your club head should be dropping on this plane right here.
Yeah.
You are not Hunter Mahan. He has a shallower attack angle.
Yeah, you can see how his whole hand, you know, he's much flatter.
Right, and you can see when the left arm is parallel to the ground for Mahan, the shaft bisects his right bicep.
Yeah.
And
so he's a mid-level.
Right. He's a different. You're right. So he's more of a, you know, there's shaft plane guys. Yeah. There's shoulder plane guys. You know, he's neither one. He's mid-chest, whatever you want to call it. You know, so you know, for your swing, I want the handle to stay in closer.
Yeah, that was a bit. I've been working on my takeaway, but not.
And then I think the right arm is bending too much.
Let me see how that feels. Is to feel.
All right.
Is it? I'm trying to think what it would look like.
Well, we'll do it. We'll do it. I'm just going to go through this whole analysis first. I want to make sure there's nothing else here that I need to say. I don't think your head's a problem. It looks like you're not losing your level very much at all now. I mean, you used to always stand up pretty significantly, and you're not doing that, so that's good.
Yeah, it's right there.
That's as good as your head's ever been.
Yeah.
And the early extension is not a problem.
I've tried videoing at home this on the early extension. Try this, try that. Nothing really works.
Well, the only thing that's going to work is, again, your left shoulder has to go down, and you've got to create a steeper shoulder plane. That's the only way to get rid of early extension. You've never, to my money, created the proper shoulder plane, and here's why. If your head moves up 1 centimeter, you're turning your shoulders too flat. It's that simple. So watch. Your head's going to... All right, so let me get this right. That's the top of your head. You came up. That's as good as it's ever been. But if your left shoulder was down 1 more inch, your head wouldn't be up.
Okay.
So is that a problem? Is that something you should be thinking about? No, that's not something you should be thinking about.
All right. Get bigger things to work on.
Yeah. So your right arm, for me, I want to get that right arm into, instead of a 45-degree angle, we'll call that. I don't know what that is.
Like a 60 or something.
Yeah. Just make the triangle bigger. It's that simple. Let me see if I can find somebody. This guy is a great ball striker. Now, his right arm, it's hard to say, but it's. I like to see the club, Bill, more where Langer's got it, pointed off to the left a little bit at the top, because he's short of horizontal. Yeah. So what does that mean when I say off plane? Well, here's what off plane is. If we draw a line here, when you get to the top of your backswing, the shaft should be almost parallel to the shaft plane, which is about where he is, because he's short of horizontal. Now, if he was all the way back,
it looked different.
The club would be parallel at the top.
Yeah.
But your club is a bit off plane. It's a little too far inside going back. And then if I make an extension of the shaft plane here and I draw another line parallel to it, I want the shaft of your club parallel to that shaft at the top. Well, that's off to me. I want the club to point more over there. And by getting the right elbow in the right position, by the way, just because the elbow's up doesn't mean you can't get the shaft in the right place. That has nothing to do with it. Yeah. There are guys that get the elbow up and the club is still in the right place at the top. Yeah. But to me, the best players in the world, the club is slightly looking to the left at the top of the swing. Here's Hunter Mahan, and Langer's a great ball striker. This guy's a great ball striker. That club is...
And he's really flat in the wrist. I'm more cupped wrist.
Yeah, but I'm more worried about where the shaft points. Again, I want the shaft to be an extension of the left arm. And that shaft is not an extension of your left arm. Okay. So when people say, what are good lines? Like the guys on TV will say, oh, that guy has great lines. Well, what they're saying is, that's a perfect line. The shaft is in line with the left arm. So that's what that means.